Hey guys, welcome to another video. This time we're gonna do the ranking for every single boss in Silksong from worst to best. And this time, I'm not gonna do a big edit of like 10 or 15 hours. I just decided to be a bit lazy. I hope you can forgive me. And I'm just gonna use a tier list in case you've never seen a tier list, which you probably already have. But S stands for best of the best bosses, and D is like the worst of the worst, of course. Now I have here 51 bosses, but like I'm not gonna count every single one of them because like the first one here is for Silksong and I haven't done it, so this one is not gonna count, and the remaining 4, these are like mini bosses, so I decided not to count them as well. So we have 46 bosses to rank, and the first one is the Plasmified Zango, and this one is a very easy pick. I mean, Jesus Christ, this one is bad like hell. And of course it's gonna go into C tier. I don't think it's like awful. In fact, I don't think I'm gonna put any boss at all in D tier, so that's a good thing. But Plasmified Zango is definitely a C. It's a very simple boss that just throws like these blue things around you, and like he does a charge at a certain point in the fight. But basically you just have to hit him over and over again, and you have to be kind of lucky with where the his attacks fall. So you can be very lucky and every single attack just goes not hitting you, or you can be very unlucky with RNG and every single thing drops on top of you. So yeah, that's not a very fun thing. It's a very annoying boss, but it's not the worst in the game, at least for me. But it's very close. So next we have Garmin and Zaza. This is like a super cool looking enemy, but we're not here to judge enemies on looks. We're here to rank them in quality as boss fights, and this one is kind of lame as well. I'm gonna give him the edge over Plasmified Zango, but just by little. The fight is the easiest of the game by far. But yeah, they look cool. They have like 0 when it comes to being annoying. They have like 3 attacks or something like that. They're crazy simple, and they're like crazy slow. I think if they were faster, it would be more fun. But I guess this is kind of a meme fight more than anything. So they're not very good. So next I decided to go with the Voltvir. That's a strange name. I'm probably saying it wrong. I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, this boss sucks to oblivion. Is he worse than Plasmified Zango though? I think it is, kind of. I don't know. It's another boss that only has like 2 attacks, same as Zango. And I don't know, I like the looks of this fight, the purple or pink color or whatever. And the electricity and shit. But I think visually the boss is like probably the worst in the entire game. It really looks like shit. And I don't know, it's kind of a repetitive fight. There isn't much going on, but I don't know. Hard to choose between these two. That they are really bad. I don't know. I think Zango is a little bit more memorable, and there's something different in the fight. This one is just extremely simple and very forgettable. So yeah, I think I'm gonna keep him here. Next we have Chakra, and if you saw my rankings in the past, you know that I'm not a fan of this boss at all, sadly. So he's going to be on B tier. Like, I really wanted to fight, to like this boss because she's such an important character in the game. But as a boss fight, I don't know, she's just crazy annoying. I think she is, at least. She just teleports non-stop, and it's really hard to hit her. I kind of feel that it's almost impossible to hit her on the floor, or maybe I'm just not very good at the game. I don't know. Maybe that's also a chance. But yeah, she's still alright, she's still like a 6 out of 10 or something like that. She's alright, but I just wanted so much more from her. I don't know, I really don't like the ring throwing as well. I don't know, it's just not a fan of this fight. I'm sorry to all the fans of Chakra, but it's just not a boss for me. Now we have the Brood Mother, and this one is really bad. Definitely C tier, very easy pick as well. Is she like worse than all of these? This is a tough choice, but I think I'm probably gonna put her here. I don't know, at least like there's there's like a gauntlet before her, which is a little bit challenging, but it's not the worst. Like, there are way worse than this one. And when you fight her, I don't know, like she throws the things that can glue into the floor, and she can jump at you right away, so it can be a bit challenging. but it's still like a really, really bad fight. I hear a lot of people complaining about this boss when it comes to the difficulty, where people really think she's really hard. Like, I didn't have that experience, but at least I think she's a tiny bit better than these two, so she stays here. And next we have, a big one. Grandmother Silk, the final boss of the game, in Act 2, of course, not the entire game. And I do like Grandmother Silk a lot, not enough to become an S tier. I believe that, in the DLCs, if there's like a pantheon, she'll probably be the final boss from all the pantheons, and they're gonna do an enhanced version from her. And if that happens, then I believe I will bring her to S. But as she is right now, I think she is a little bit too easy for a final boss, and I don't like the run back to her. I mean, it's completely pointless. I mean, it's not very long, but it's why make that run back to her? You don't fight a single enemy, and it's the climbing is boring as shit. So I don't know, don't understand. But yeah, it's a cool boss. It's very reminiscent of Absolute Radiance with all the spikes and I don't even know how to call it. Like the things that fly around the needles. I guess let's call it that. Sorry for my English. Sometimes I forget the names of things. But yeah, she's very cool, but not enough for an S. And next we have oh god damn it. What's her name? Sorry guys. I have a bit of a cold, so my voice is kind of strange. Man, how the hell am I forgetting the name of the first bot? Is it Broodmother? I don't know, guys, if I'm saying it wrong, please forgive me. My memory is not the best, especially with names. I think it's a Broodmother, but I'm not sure. It's the first boss from the game. Like, there's a number 1 here, so it's the first encounter with her. And she's alright, she's very serviceable. I almost want to put her ahead of Chakra, to be honest, because, this boss has like 0 of being annoying. She basically flies from one side to the other, and then she hits the walls and like a few things drop, either an enemy or rocks. She's totally fine for the first boss, and I like the way her look. But yeah, she's like crazy simple and crazy easy, so she's just memorable because she's the first boss, because if she was anywhere else in the game, I think no one would remember her. So she's alright, she's pretty average. Next we have Pale Stag. Wait, did I just call her Broodmother? I didn't. Please tell me I didn't, right? Because this one is Broodmother. I don't know, guys. I'm sorry. I do apologize. Pale Stag. Yeah, that's his name. His or her. I don't know. But Pale Stag is the worst boss in the game for me. I'm going to tell you right away. This is my decision without hesitation. Like Ishin would say. No hesitation for choosing the worst boss in the game, Pale Stag. Without a doubt, to me, he has like 1 attack, and that's it. And I understand that this game was incredibly hard work, and they had to kind of be lazy in some places. And this is where they went super lazy when it comes to bosses, because, like, seriously, a boss with 1 attack is just not forgivable. And that attack alone is pretty annoying. It's always the same, it's just, I mean, it does increases when it comes to the number of arches that come in our way or something like that, but it's a really annoying boss to fight. And if you die to him, the run back is just horrendous. You are thrown back away from Lost Verdania, and I at least I haven't found any bench in Lost Verdania. I don't even know if there is one. I haven't found it, and the fact that I have to do the entire level again just to get to him or her, it's just insanity, man. Like, I hated it. So yeah, let's move on to the next one, The Last Judge, and this is a very easy S for me. I absolutely love her. She is the final boss in Act 1, and I really think she's better than Grandmother Silk. I love every single attack she has. I love the second phase transition with all the fires. And in fact, I think the fire attack, the rotational one, I think is the best attack in the entire game. I absolutely love it, because you have to position yourself like to perfection to avoid it, and I really like that. So yeah, 100% a very easy S tier boss for me. Not the best in the game, but it's close. So next we have Lace, the first encounter, and this one is a hard one. This one is crazy hard to pick. It's either a B or an A, definitely, but I don't know if she deserves to go as far as an A. She's like, there's, you fight her 3 times in the game, so this is definitely the weakest one. So I think I'm gonna put her ahead of B here. She's like a 7 out of 10. It's my way of seeing it, but it's still a really nice fight, you know. She's like the antagonist of this game, so she's like crazy important. But for the first encounter, I don't know, I think she was extremely easy. I mean, just because the boss is easy doesn't mean it's bad, but when you think about, you know, the main character when it comes to being an antagonist, and she's like super easy. But I mean, she does, you know, become crazy hard later on into the game, so she does redeem herself in a way. But yeah, she's cool. She's cool. I like her, especially like the attack where she like kind of goes from one side to the other and then hits the floor and does 2 masks of damage. That one is a very cool attack, but nothing special. So B. Next we have Court of Crows, and you can hate me and you can laugh at me all you want, but this is an A tier boss. Is it better than Grandmother Silk though? I mean, probably not. I mean, I think this is probably the most, I mean, I think it is the most underrated boss in the entire game. Like, I've seen so many rankings of other people, and this boss is always around like 25 or 26, and I would probably put him at, I don't know, somewhere between 10 and 15 best bosses in the game. So yeah, I think it's the most underrated. I absolutely love this fight, the way that like you feel like you enter in this place and everyone is, you know, looking at you and they're judging you, and you know, like the big guy is the main judge, and he sends like the minions to try to kill us, and then when he gets tired he just jumps, and you know, you have this big ass crow trying to kill us with his beak, and I love the sound that the beak makes. And I don't know, it was a boss that I killed just in 2 tries, and I felt amazing because I was so bad at fighting the crows, you know, at the beginning of the game in Greymore. But it was good to see the evolution. I think this is a stellar boss, and I almost want to put him ahead of Grandmother Silks, to be honest, but yeah, they're like close. They're like almost same quality. Now we have Watcher at the Edge, and tough one, this one. I mean, it's definitely a B. I just don't know if I like it more than any of these bosses, honestly. Man, I'm just such not a fan of Chakra. So I think I'm gonna put him here. And yeah, this is a pretty average boss. It almost doesn't feel like a boss, honestly. It's just feels like a normal enemy, with like 3 attacks. I don't know if he has 3. I think it's around 3. Like, he jumps and tries to hit you on the floor, and he like teleports. But this guy is very deceiving. His weapon is like crazy long, and you feel that you're safe, and he ends up hitting you so many times. I actually died a good amount of times to this boss, and I almost felt embarrassed about myself because this guy is so simple. But I don't know, I do like the setting a lot, though. Where you fight him, it's very, very cool. I like the arena, and he looks cool as well. He's kind of stylish, and it's a boss that you kind of remember, even though it kind of looks like a normal enemy. He is kind of memorable. So yeah, B tier, I think is fine for him. So next we have Skull Tyrant, and this one is very hard to rank as well. I'm not a fan. I'm not a big fan. I think I'm gonna put it here. I mean, it's not bad enough to go to C tier. It's a very simple boss, but it's not, you know, it's not bad in any way. I mean, it has like 3 attacks. He does a charge, and he jumps, and he hits the, you know, the ceiling. I don't know how to call it. Sorry. And he hits the top of the rocks, or the ceiling, or whatever you want to call it. You can make fun of me in the comments if you want. But he, yeah, he's very simple, and he appears 2 times. And in fact, you know what? I'm gonna search right away for the second version of him, which is where okay, it's here. I'm gonna put both here. That they are completely the same boss, same moveset. Like, the second one is funnier because, you know, you're sitting on a bench and he just appears and breaks everything. And from what I hear, he even kills one of the pilgrims. So that's a cool thing, not gonna lie. I mean, cool. I mean, it's not cool that he kills a pilgrim, but you know, the idea. So yeah, pretty average. I don't like his design as well. I did mention this when I did my ranking video. So yeah, he's alright, not too bad. Next we have Gur, the Outcast. Is that his name? I think it's Gur. I don't remember if it's the Outcast, but I think it's Gur. This one is also extremely hard to rank. Oh boy. Maybe here. Definitely a B. I mean, when it comes to the, you know, B, C, or A, or whatever, it's very easy. It's very average boss. I just don't know if I like it more or less than these bosses here, but I think I'm going to put him here. I think it's, I don't know. It's just kind of, I don't know. It's really hard to talk about this boss because I know some people like him. I had a few comments in my rankings where people, you know, were appreciating this boss quite a lot, and I was a bit surprised because it's a very simple boss. Like, it does a charge and then it just keeps throwing, you know, like these things around the arena that just extend. And I don't know, like, to me it's not a very good boss. It's just another, you know, it's basically another Skull Tyrant. It's pretty average, and it was probably the easiest boss in you know, in Act 3, so can't say I remember much of this fight. I beat him in like 2 tries, I think, so yeah, B tier. It seems fine for him. Next we have Lost Lace, our second encounter with Lace, and this one is much better. Where do I place her though? Like, I think she deserves to be here, probably. I think she's just a tiny bit better than Grandmother Silk and Court of Crows. Her moveset barely changes when it comes to her first encounter. She has like this combo where she does like 2 attacks and now she does 3. And then she has like this jump where she does like a diagonal. And now it has explosions, but I don't think she has a single new move, you know, from her first encounter to the second one. So not much going on over there in terms of moveset, but her speed is increased like crazy, and the arena is easily one of the best in the game. I don't know if it's the best one. I haven't thought about that, to be honest, but it's definitely easily one of the best ones. And it's a much harder fight. Yeah, like, I died many times to this boss. So, you know, I like challenges. I mentioned that a lot in most of my videos. So I had a really good time with her, but not enough to be S rank. But Phantom, yeah, she is an S tier boss, definitely. Now I'm gonna put her ahead of, you know, the Last Judge. But honestly, man, I don't know, man. Like, I know I put it on my ranking, you know, the Phantom over the Last Judge. But when I did the ranking, you know, I haven't heard, you know, the music from the Last Judge by, you know, just by herself, just listening to the song. And I went to listen to it, and it's actually pretty good. And I think the differences between these two bosses are so tiny when it comes to quality of the boss fight that I almost like gave the edge to Phantom because of the music. And don't get me wrong, I still think Phantom music is better than the Last Judge. But I don't know, like, it's a very hard one. I'm gonna leave it like that because I'm gonna be true to my, you know, the ranking video that I did. But a part of me just wants to say that the Last Judge is better than Phantom. Phantom is a very cool boss, like very fast fight with an insanely good soundtrack and a cool arena. A very easy S tier pick as well, but I don't know if I'm making the right decision to put her over the Last Judge, but yeah, it stays like that for now. Next we have the First Sinner, and this one is easily the best boss so far in this list. The First Sinner is absolutely perfection. I mean, there's one thing I would like him to have more. I really would like him to have more moves when he goes into second phase. He basically just adds a few explosions. That reminds me of Pure Vessel right away. But it's a super fun fight. First of all, you know, the way it looks, it's incredible, super cool design. And then, you know, if you die to him, you start right away next to the door. So, you know, there's no unbelievably annoying run back like so many bosses in this game have. and the fight is like the fastest in the game by a mile. And I absolutely love every second of it. I love every attack she has. It's challenging as hell. At least for me, it was like I probably should have used, like the claw line. I think that's how you call it, to approach her faster. I didn't. So that made the fight very hard. I can imagine with the claw line becoming way easier. A lot of people mentioned that in my ranking. So maybe if I would have fought her like that, she would be easy to me as well. I don't know, but I didn't. So the challenge was also insane. So yeah, easily one of the best bosses in the game, if not the best. But I guess you'll have to see the rest of the video to find out. So now we have the Savage Beast Fly, first encounter, and I know people absolutely hate this boss, but I don't. I mean, I hate it when it comes to how annoying it is, but it's kind of super challenging fight. At least for me it was. I think, in fact, I'm going to put both bosses here. They have the same moveset. I mean, there's the lava effect on the second fight, but doesn't matter. I'm going to put them both on B tier, and just a little bit above Skull Tyrant. It's a very memorable fight. Savage Beast Fly, every single person that played this game will remember this boss. But I'm going to take a guess that most people would put this boss last. I know how many people absolutely despise this boss, but I don't know. I think it looks super funny. I think it's challenging, and it's crazy memorable. So yeah, not crazy bad. Nowhere near as bad as any of the bosses down here. When it comes, if this was the list to most annoying, she would be down there. But quality-wise, she is not too bad. Now we have Lost Garment. I think that's the name. It didn't make much of a big impact on me. I mean, it was more like a sad thing fighting him, but in terms of quality, I wasn't very impressed. I think maybe here, just behind the first encounter with Lace. Like, he's hard. I think he's a tough boss. I had a lot of problems with him, especially, like the black attacks that he does, like the infection attacks or whatever you call it. I don't know if there's a, like an actual name for the attacks, or infection. I don't know. But he gave me a lot of problems, definitely. And, he's a very famous character in this game. He's very cool. And, when I beat him, he beat him at the same time as me, so I didn't get to see the dialogue, because apparently he does say a few things before he dies. And when he dies, Zaza goes next to him, and like, it's crazy sad. So yeah, big character, big moment when you beat him, but as a fight, it's just alright. And now we have Grohl the Great, and yeah, I mean, when it comes to being memorable, this is definitely number one in the game. Maybe him or Savage Beast Fly is definitely a competition between these two. And yeah, I know absolutely no one will agree with my ranking, but I think it's not too bad. I know that the run back is horrendous. I know that the gauntlet is quite hard, but I do like the gauntlet. I might be just one in a million people, but I do like the gauntlet quite a lot. And I don't know, this is a boss that you can kind of cheese. If you stay, in the water, most of his attacks will go over your head, so he will very rarely hit you. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of did that after, dying like 10 times or something, and having to do, the run back and the gauntlet over and over again. I just got tired, and I like, oh, fuck this. I'm just gonna go into the water and hit him one time, go back to the water and stuff. So yeah, but I think he's a cool boss. I think he looks cool as hell. He looks really funny. I love the attack where he like eats you and he's just chewing us inside his mouth. And all the other attacks he has, like when he spits those through two green balls, or when he like does those lasers from his mouth, like 3 in a row or something like that. I think they look cool, and the music in this boss is absolutely spectacular. I do remember the music quite well, so I don't think it's as bad as most people say. And now we have the Unravel. This is another boss that I think it's very, very underrated. Does he deserves A tier? I think it does, man. I think it does. Like a very, very low A tier is probably going to be the lowest A tier in here. But I think it's a cool boss, cool concept. I like the way he looks. I love the atmosphere of the fight. I love the enemies that you have to fight. I love the arrows that, keep dropping. Like, there's so much thing going on into this boss fight, it's not just you and him alone and just avoiding 2 or 3 attacks. It's a boss with many layers, and people seem to hate him because it takes too long to kill. He apparently has a lot of HP. So yeah, I guess I can understand that, but I personally didn't feel that. I had fun with this boss, even though I died quite a good amount of times. And I think he's crazy underrated, but I know I'm not going to have a lot of people backing me up on this one. So now we have the Great Conchflies, and this is a tough one. Very tough one. Damn it. I mean, it's definitely going to be B, but I don't know. Yeah, I think here. Probably here. This one is really hard, but it's definitely between staying here or staying the best of B. This is a fun fight. It's very, very fast. Like, these two come in different directions at a very high speed in your direction. And like, they throw this like red thing of their mouth at a certain point, that bounces around the arena. And most people seem to think this fight easy. I didn't, even though I did beat him in 4 tries or something like that, I didn't found it easy at all. So I do like their design. I do like the challenge. But I think the second time we fight her is a better fight. And I don't know, it's just not that great. It's a fun boss, but nothing more than that. So yeah, let's move on. Now we have Trovio, and again, probably a lot of people will not agree with me, but Trovio is a blast. Definitely S tier boss. I love Trovio, and I'm not gonna lose time with Tormented Trovio. They're both S tier. I mean, I think these fights are almost like identical. Tormented Trovio is a little bit harder, but the fight is pretty much the same. The attacks are all the same. I think I can't remember any new attack in the Tormented Trovio fight. Just the explosions, become wider, longer. But I absolutely love this fight. I mean, the way he says his name, the way he looks when we kill him, and then he just like goes away, and then if you go there again, sometimes I think he's there and he just hides or something like that. It's a really fun character. I think this song is super good, and it's a fight that is just so different from everyone else. It's it's like you're in this party with fireworks happening everywhere, and you're avoiding the fireworks. And I don't know, I love the tornado attack. It's very hard to deal with. So yeah, I know Trovio seems to be like a mixed boss for a lot of people. It seems to be a boss that either people love or hate, not much in between. But luckily for me, I'm one of the people that absolutely love him. So yeah, let's go to the next one. Next one is Father of the Flame. I'm not a big fan of this boss, honestly. Damn it, this one is hard. Really hard. Probably here. Not a big fan. It's not annoying. I don't think it's an annoying boss, so it gets the edge over Savage Beastfly. But the fight itself, it's very repetitive. You just have to like do pogo on these fire things. And is it fire things? I think it is. And there's like fire trying to hit you all the time. So it's kind of fun, don't get me wrong, like doing the pogo while avoiding the fire in your direction. But that's the entire fight almost. Like there's a second phase, but the second phase is kind of similar. I mean, you're not doing pogo, but it's the same. Like there's fire coming in your way and you have to dodge. So it's kind of an original fight, so I give it some points for that. But Yeah, not a very good one. Definitely not a very good fight. Um, so now we have brothers Signis and Gron, I believe. I like this fight quite a lot. But I think A tier is probably a bit too much. I don't know. I don't even know if I like them more than the first Lace encounter. I mean, probably, because like Lace is too easy and they are pretty challenging. At least I had a lot of problems with them. This is like a cool fight. I like the setting a lot, the lava, the arena stuff, and you fight just one at the beginning, and then he summons some enemies, and then the second one, the second brother shows up, and the fight can get really hard because you have one attacking on the ground and another one on the floor. So it can get tricky really fast, and like there's this lava that shows up in the middle of the arena when you're just fighting one, and like if you get hit and go into the lava, you can get like 4 damage right away. So it's very easy to die on this fight. So for the looks and the challenge, I think I'm gonna put it here at the top of the B tier. So now we have Moss Mother. That's the name, right? Moss Mother. Yeah, I think that's Moss Mother. So I do like this fight definitely more than the first one, because now we're fighting 2. I did find the fight a little bit annoying though, so I think here. Yeah, probably here. It was a very decent fight, very challenging as well. Not very challenging, but a little bit challenging. And after the first encounter being so crazy easy, it was kind of fun and unexpected. So yeah, there's not much to say. The moveset is identical, everything is the same, but instead of 1 you have 2. So there's a certain encounter on Act 3. I didn't found her though, but apparently it has like it has the same identical moves, but now it has like does the infection attacks or whatever. So but she's not here on the tier list, so I'm not gonna rank her, and I also didn't fight her, so yeah. So now is Bell Beast, I believe, or Bell Eater. I think it's Bell Eater, right? Yeah, this one is Bell Beast. This one is Bell Eater. Now, Bell Beast, not a big fan. This is a boss, like, kind of does this, the same attacks over and over again, and you don't have like many windows to attack it. I do like the design, the visual design though. I really like when she does like the attack on the floor. She's like runs really fast, and you have to jump over it. But I don't know, it's pretty much always the same, just throwing like these red balls all over the arena. It's not a lot of fun to fight. It's a very long fight as well, at least it was for me. Maybe I was fighting her wrong, I don't know, but this was also extremely easy. And I do like the ending of the fight though, with Bell Beast showing up and killing it for us, so that was memorable. But quality wise, probably ahead of Father of the Flame, I guess. Yeah, I think here it's fine. It's probably here. Now we have the Enrage Conchfly, I believe, and very hard one as well. Either here or a very low A. But I think here, probably the best of B tier. Now this fight doesn't change that much when it comes to the great Conchflies. She still moves in like a few directions and goes at insane speed in your direction. But I do like the minions that she summons. She summons like 3 minions, and even though I beat this boss very easily, when it comes to number of tries, but when it comes to challenge, I got my ass kicked. I got hit many times. I was very lucky to beat this boss in just a few tries, and I was quite happy with that because the run back to this boss takes forever. So I do like, again, already mentioned, I do like the design of this boss a lot, and I think the music was pretty cool, even though it's a music we already listened to in another boss, if I remember correctly. But it's a really nice boss, not enough to for A tier, but I had lots of fun with Enrage Conchfly. Now we have Mr. Khan, and yeah, probably the best of B tier. I don't know, like, it hurts me to put him here because this boss has so much potential. First of all, he looks awesome, and his attacks are pretty cool to watch, and it's a very intense fight. You know what? I think I'm gonna put him here. Yeah, I don't know. It's a boss that I enjoyed killing a lot, even though it wasn't hard or anything. But it's a very intense fight. I don't know. I really like the intensity and the way he looks and the attacks that he has. I just wish he had more attacks. I can almost bet that if he's gonna show up in the DLC, they're gonna make him way harder. They're gonna do some enhanced version of him, because what we got was a very simple fight. But the intensity of the fight and how cool he looks and the moves do it for me to go 2A. Just by little though. So okay, so now let's move on, let's continue. Now we have Chef Lugoli, I think that's how you say the name, and yeah, pretty average boss as well. Yeah, I think here is fine. I do like the design. I don't know if it's a he or a she. Looks like a she, but I had a few comments saying it's a he. So I keep missing the genders. But yeah, I'm gonna call it she. I don't know. She looks super cool. I really like, I don't know the word in English, but like like the chef saying that is completely dirty. And the attacks that she does are also cool, especially like the booty attack. It's really funny. But it's I don't know, it's kind of a repetitive fight. She only has like 3 attacks, so I wish she had more attacks and we could have in our hands quite a good memorable boss. But because she's too simple, I don't know, I don't think I can put her higher than this. I don't know, but she's cool, she's alright. Next we have Nylith, and very easy pick for me as well. This is definitely A tier quality. I've seen many comments, people hating this boss to infinity, and I really like this boss. Not enough for an S tier, but I think it's a really cool fight. It's the only fight in the entire game that I remember where like the floor completely goes away. So it's a completely new thing compared to any other boss, and I do like that a lot. You have to be always on the on the air pretty much, or stuck on the walls to fight it, and you can basically almost hit her with pogo. I mean, it's the way to go. And I had a blast fighting this boss, and I like her design a lot. The music is so freaking good in this fight. So yeah, a very original fight. I was definitely not expecting that the floor would go away, and I had lots of fun. I really like Nylith a lot. Now we have is it Pin Stress? I think it's Pin Stress or something. Yeah, I think it's Pin Stress. I do not like this fight at all. It's not bad enough to go to C, but it's pretty shitty. You can fight this boss on Act 3, if I'm not mistaken, only in Act 3, and it's one of the worst, if not the worst boss in Act 3. I was so disappointed because I really liked talking with this character in the Blasted Steps. I really had hopes that this would be an incredible boss fight, but it was so disappointing. She just like turns into a balloon. It's so ridiculous. I hate it. I really don't like it. I think it's cringe as hell. and she has one cool attack, but I've seen that attack before, with oh damn it, I forgot the name. Yeah, guys, I'm sorry, I forgot the name. You know which boss I'm talking about. It's this one here, down here. I don't remember his name. Yeah, but this guy or girl has this like cross slash attack, and she has it as well. So we've seen it before, but it's definitely a cool attack. But Pin Stress was such a disappointment that I think I'm gonna put it here, which is crazy. I mean, under Skull Tyrant, it's insane, but I'm not a fan at all. Next we have the Fourth Chorus, and this is a very easy A-tier boss as well. I think probably here. I don't know, this boss kind of suffers a little bit of the same as Khan. It's a very easy boss as well. I beat it on my first attempt. But I absolutely love the design of this boss. It feels like a Cuphead boss, and I'm a big fan of Cuphead. I don't know, he has 3 attacks. Probably he has like 3 attacks, but there's like this really cool thing in this boss that I haven't found out by myself. Like you can, like there's this wind things that appear at a certain point in the fight or something, and you can go through the wind and hit like a rock at the top. I've seen some people do this. I didn't found it by myself. So you can actually kill this boss in at least 2 different ways. So that's another, cool point in the direction of this boss. Now, where do I put it though? It's kind of hard. I do like it more than Khan for sure. Is it better than the Unravel though? I think it is. Probably is, but not better than 9 Life. I think it's fine here. I think it's a good placement, and it's one of the best early bosses easily. So now we have Widow, and very easy pick as well, an S tier easily. Wait, I did forgot to. Yeah, I think Trovio is fine here. Widow is definitely an S rank, a very easy pick as well. Incredible soundtrack. Love the sounds that she makes. Extremely challenging. One of the hardest bosses in Act 1. I love the way she looks. It's absolutely phenomenal. I mean, I like pretty much everything in this boss fight. It's very, like I said, a very, very easy rank for this boss, and I think most people will agree. I think most people really like Widow. It's such a great boss. Now, do I like it more than Trovio? I think that's the main question. Not gonna lie, this one is super hard. I love these 2 bosses so much. But I do think I like Widow a little bit more. So, yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. Not better than the last judge, but a little bit better than Trovio. So now we have Bell Beast, and yeah, not a big fan of this boss. I mean, she's alright because she's like the second boss in the game or something. So she's a bit like the Moss Mother. She's like super simple and super easy. But it was the first boss that killed me. I actually died once. And she becomes like a major character in the game as well. But again, I'm not here to judge characters, just a boss fight in itself. And it's a very simple boss. I do like the bells falling, like the sound of them and all. But she basically does a charge on the floor, and then she does like a jump over you, and she just keeps repeating the same thing over and over again. So she's not annoying though. So maybe here. I don't know. I don't even know if I like it more than the Moss Mother. Yeah, I think it's here. I think it's fine. It's fine. The bells do it. They give it a bit of the edge. Now this is, what's his name? I think it's something Sentinel. Probably the first Sentinel or something like that. This is a boss that I have close to 0 experience with this boss because I beat it on my second attempt. So I didn't, learn much from this boss. My first attempt was a disaster. I died right away. But my second one, I somehow managed to beat it. And but it felt like really cool. Like I really enjoyed my my second fight with it. But I really think I needed to fight this boss way more times so that I can have a proper judgment of this boss. But it felt like a really nice fight. So probably here, top F of B for the first Sentinel. If I'm saying the name wrong, I'm sorry. I do apologize. Now it's time for Seth, and Jesus, I really don't like ranking this boss because, like, if you know the story of this boss, it's crazy sad, so you almost want to, grade it better than, what I really think the fight deserves. Because, like, this boss annoyed me a little bit, to be honest. I mean, the fight is good, but a lot of people seem to put, like, this boss, like, very high on their ranking, and that's not what's gonna happen here for me. It's definitely gonna be a B tier. I'm just not sure where to place it. But it will probably be here, because I do find him a little bit annoying. Like, he repeats sometimes the same attack over and over again, and I don't know, man. And I do not like the shield. I'm not a fan of bosses with shields. I mean, there might be some boss out there that I'm not remembering. I mean, there's one boss in Dark Souls 2 that has a shield that is pretty good. I like it. I can't remember the name right now. But if you play Dark Souls 2, you know exactly who I'm talking about. So yeah, that boss is cool. But normally I'm not a fan of enemies or bosses with shields. And Seth was a bit annoying in that department. But he looks very cool. And some of his attacks are also very visually appealing. So he stays around here, which I believe most people will not like. But sorry, this is my list. Ha ha ha. So now we have the Lost Lace, and this is a very easy S tier. Is it better than the first Sinner though? Like, in a way, yes, I would say yes. In a way, Lost Lace might just be the best boss fight in the entire game. It's the best boss when it comes to difficulty, because it's the hardest boss in the game. It's the best boss, like, when it comes to emotional impact. I mean, it's the final boss of the game, and it's the longest boss fight as well. It took me like 7 minutes. She has 4 phases, and like, even the entrance for the fight, it's the best of the entire game as well. We listened to the trailer song. So this boss has pretty much everything to be the best boss in the game, but she has like one major problem, which is the teleportations. I absolutely hate the teleportations, because it makes you like sometimes get damaged that there's nothing you can do. She, like, basically she's in front of you and you dodge to the left, and she just teleports to exactly the place you're gonna dodge, and she appears on top of you and you're gonna get hit. And sometimes she will teleport inside of her own attacks, and like, her attacks are black and she is black, so we don't even see her because she's inside. She's like behind her own attack, and she's starting a second attack, and there's no time for you to react. So it's not exactly a perfect boss. So I think, sadly, in a way, I'm gonna put her here before the first Sinner. So now we have Sister Splinter, and I know this is not gonna be a popular opinion at all. I know people hate this boss, but definitely A tier for me. I had a blast with this boss. First of all, I love the way she looks. She looks like a zombie of the forest or something like that boss. I like the attacks. I mean, she only pretty much has like one attack, but I love the whole thing. Like, you have these things, these roots or whatever they are, that come on the arena, and you have to break them as fast as you can, or you're gonna have problems. So I like the pressure of that. And then she tries to, like, punch you to oblivion, and with like normally 3 swipes, I think 3 punches on the floor, and I like that. It's kind of easy to deal with it, but it's intense. I don't know, I like the sounds that she makes. The music, if I remember well, it's also cool. And then she like brings 2 enemies to the fight that, before the nerf they would do 2 damage. So, it was really intense and kind of challenging as well. So I have really cool memories of this boss. I know a lot of people don't like this boss, but I like it quite a lot. Is it better than the fourth shortest? That is pretty much my only doubt, but I'm gonna give it the edge because it's way harder, and the fourth shortest it's way too easy. So Sister Splinter stays in A tier, just behind Nihilith. So next we have Morwig, I don't know, I'm not exactly sure. Morwig, it's another boss that it's the same as Sister Splinter. A lot of people seem to hate this boss, and I absolutely like this boss a lot. I'm just very torn in whether it should be B tier or A tier. I don't know, like I think his moveset is very short, probably to be next to the A tier listers, even though a few bosses on A tier don't have a lot of moves as well. I mean, most bosses in this game don't have a lot of moves. I don't know, I think probably the best of B tier. I don't know, I like this boss because it's not very hard to hit, and he looks cool. He does like 3 attacks. The charge is alright. The one where he like does double damage with like his legs or whatever that is, and then he does the the saw thing on the floor. And in second phase, the saw movements completely change, and I think that is very cool. But I don't know if I can go any higher than B tier. He's like basically like a 7.5 out of 10. So I think I'm gonna leave him here at the best of B tier. So now we have the final 3, and the first one is the Cogwort Dancers. This is also very easy S tier fight. This is a boss that almost doesn't deserve to be an S. I mean, this boss has like 2 attacks, that's it. And if you think about it, the fight is a bit repetitive. Like, it's always like the same thing, like they just go into like a random direction. But it's just so well made, man. Like, everything in this fight is just so beautiful. Like, it's very sad. It's the music, it's incredible, and it's like the way the music is done, like it's it's normal speed, and then it's a fast speed, and then it's like a completely new song in third phase, and then in fourth phase it becomes like really slow, and to match with what's happening on the screen. And you have the thing of when one of them dies, then she's just there in the middle like dancing alone, and it's crazy sad. It's a boss that you almost don't want to defeat. So, and I've seen the lore of this boss, and it's really sad, man. Like, fucking hell, it's pretty crazy. So yeah, I'm gonna give him an S tier. Not sure if it deserves it, but yeah, the story, the lore, and the sadness and all, it has a big impact on this boss. And now we have the Clover Dancers, which is basically the same fight. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if I want to put this boss in S tier. I mean, some people probably will put it, but this boss, doesn't have the impact that this one already had. So probably gonna go A, guys. Call me crazy, but I hate it every time I died. I had to go again through all of Lost Verdania just to get to him. That was super annoying. And the fight is pretty much the same as this one. There's almost no difference. Like, he does the thing at the middle of the tornado, like that's a very cool thing. But other than that, it's the same, same attack. He just points in a direction and he goes in that direction. So I was a bit disappointed with that. I was hoping for the boss to have more moves. So maybe here, maybe behind Nihilith. I really wish they were better. And now we have Carmelita, which is a very easy S rank as well. Now, between these 3, where does Carmelita stand? Like, Carmelita is a bit like the first Sinner. I think is a boss that has like no flaws at all. I really love this boss to infinity. It's probably the coolest looking boss design, maybe. The soundtrack is one of the best in the game. I mean, might even be the best when it comes to boss fights. Arena, amazing. I love seeing, you know, all the bugs or whatever they are, or ants looking at us while we fight her. I know a bit of her about her story as well, so that's cool as well. So yeah, it's between her and First Sinner. But between these two, she has a saying that I'm not a fan, which is the gauntlet. Like every time you die to Carmelita, you have to go through the gauntlet, and I definitely don't like that at all. So because of that, I think I'm gonna give the first place to the First Sinner, man. Like, I don't know, it's pretty much like a tie between these three. They're both, you know, like a 10 out of 10 or even a 11 out of 10. I like them so much, and they are easily the best three bosses in this game by far. But I think I would put them like this: First Sinner first, Carmelita second, and Lost Lace third. I think Lost Lace is like the most important fight in the game, you know, more emotional. Carmelita might just be the best boss in the game, but the gauntlet, it's kind of annoying to do every time, so she kind of loses a little bit because of that. And the First Sinner is just crazy fun with an insanely cool music, even though it's the same as Widow. But again, I wish he had more attacks in the second phase. So I don't know, I guess the First Sinner is the only one that does not have anything that is annoying, you know, like the teleportation in Lost Lace or the gauntlet in Carmelita. So I think I'm gonna give the edge to First Sinner. And yeah, this is the end of this ranking. So there's no more bosses. I don't care about these ones. So yeah, guys, this is my list of the best bosses, the worst to best bosses in Silksong. I'm sorry for not, you know, making like a elaborated video, but you know, those videos that I did in the past, the rankings, and I will still do more, trust me on that, but they sometimes take like 10 or 15 hours to make, and you know, doing something like this is basically, you know, half an hour. It just depends on the time you're talking, and so that's the time it's going to take me to do it. So I decided to be a bit lazy. But you know, after the insane, like probably 2 weeks that I spent making them, you know, the 195 enemies boss ranking, I think I deserve a little bit of a break. So I decided to do this way. So yeah, if you saw this all the way to the end, and if you can, like, you know, drop a comment or a like, it would be really nice. And you know, tell me your 3 favorite bosses in Silksong, and if I can, I will try to answer to every comment as possible. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed watching, and I see you guys on the next video. And as always, stay well. Bye bye.